Ladies and gents, for those of you who watch gun control advocates, who hear what they have to say and listen to what they have to say, their personality is very obvious, and not much is different with this one right here. I believe this guy on Twitter calls himself, Molonial. Already starting to bring up the genital obsession there. Well, let's go over some of his tweets so we can really see how the, what does he call himself, the millennial, truly thinks, and what type of person the millennial truly is. So, obviously this guy can't stand seeing guns on Facebook, and Facebook supposedly banned guns. I don't know exactly what he means, other than, the whole thing with Facebook, reiterated that I don't sell guns over Facebook, which never have. I mean, none of those gun sales actually occur on Facebook. But this guy apparently has his panties in a wad about seeing guns on Facebook. It's kind of funny because I have a Facebook account I don't post to regularly, but I do post pictures of me with my guns on there from time to time. I posted a few videos of me shooting some guns on there from time to time, and to my knowledge, those videos haven't been taken down, and nor have the pictures been taken down, and I haven't really received any action from Facebook, disciplinary, etc. So I don't know what this guy means on this part. But I do want to bring up another tweet I saw from this guy. Oh, dude, you must be so manly, you are totally manly. It's, you're right, the guy is totally a wuss, for, crying about all those babies killed a year in an act, which the specific goal of that act is to end a human being's life. Almost makes me forget about this one right here. No, not really, but you're going to tell me right here. You're going to tell me right here that, you know, uh, the dude, what was his name, Matt, needs to get a grip because he's crying for the loss of life of millions of babies. Yet you can't handle seeing a picture or an image of this on the internet? Really? Oh, man. You know what? Never mind. Your man card has been revoked. Really? I mean, but this highlights the mentality of a gun control advocate right here. They don't care about people actually dying. In fact, many of these gun control advocates view it as a person's right to go take the life of an unborn child. But yet, if you have one of these, we've got to ban it, because somebody somewhere might have used one of these to take somebody's life. In fact, I don't even think they care about that. They just don't like these things. They just don't like firearms, therefore nobody else should have them. They don't care about any violence or any lives lost. All they care about is banning these. That's all they care about. And there you have it. I mean, how many gun control advocates do we have to expose to people before they finally figure out that a lot of these gun control advocates aren't doing it because they care about the sanctity of life? They're not doing it because they're protecting other people's lives. They're just doing it because because they're totalitarians. And if it's something that they don't like, they think the government should either heavily regulate it or just ban it outright. Interesting. Um, yeah, he's totally not violent there. Though, to be fair, he did say that, quote, pegging wasn't a violent act. Now, whether or not it's a sexual act in his mind, or whether or not, you know, actual violence is not actual violence to him, and just owning a firearm is actual violence, I can't tell. you know, um, Funny how the gun control advocate's mind works, but did anybody catch that bit right below that? How he wants to replace the Constitution. Again, showing you how much respect gun control advocates really have for the Constitution. Okay, a few things wrong with this tweet right here. Obviously, the guy does not know that there is a replica of the Eiffel Tower in Paris. And the second thing I want to say is, dude, man, if you're going to accuse somebody of being an idiot, at least spell Eiffel right when the spelling is right there in front of you. Right? Shoot. Again, the thought process of a gun control advocate, huh? And there's his opinion on quote on Gamergate. Yeah, and you wonder why some of them are up in arms. Were up in arms a while back. Um, I've done a video on my take at Gamergate. I've never was a member. If anything, I've been an outsider looking in on that one. But to be honest with you, I honestly understand Gamergate's point. At least from what I've seen. It's obviously not a hate group or anything like that. And I'm not sure of a take on a lot of gamers' views on firearms. I'm sure it varies. But for some of you gamers that aren't big into the idea of firearm ownership being a right, well, maybe you probably want to reconsider on this one. Just saying. Because these very same people who want to ban firearms are the very same people, it seems like, that want to ban your video games or want to throw out the integrity standards when it comes to journalism in the games industry. These people are absolutely deranged. So, you know, maybe, you can kind of understand how, all right, you like your video games, you play your video games, you're not a bad person, it doesn't make you a bad person. Yet, there are those that would claim that. On the same hand, those very same people would claim, well, hey, because, somebody's a gun owner and wants to own a gun and everything like that, that makes them a bad person. You might want to rethink that view. I mean, because quite frankly, I can understand, how you guys are in a similar boat on this one. That being said, let's move on to the next tweet, because this is kind of funny. Yeah, I mean, and I'm gonna rip on the Black Lives Matter movement here too. You know, because this movement's all jacked up, and apparently this guy's a supporter of it, just the same as a lot of gun control advocates were a supporter of it. My issue with this is all the black lives that they came out to defend. When you look at them, who were the big ones like Michael Brown, Trayvon Martin? These people were absolute fucking thugs. You know, and while this guy is laughing about the idea that babies' lives matter, well, guess what? A lot of those babies that were aborted were black. You know, and the big thing I have with with this guy is, okay, you know what? Some of those blacks, guess what? They had their shot in life, and they proved themselves to be very, how do I put it, unscrupulous individuals. People who were out committing crimes. People who were out committing actual acts of violence. You know? I mean, and if you're going to choose a life of crime, well, I'm sorry, I have no sympathy for you when you're having a very negative experience with a law enforcement officer. Now, on this part, there are a lot of black lives the Black Lives Movement failed to cover, failed to stick up for, failed to even mention. Like some of the black kids that were hit by gunfire, because some rival gangs decided to shoot at each other. Those lives weren't covered by Black Lives. You had a lot of blacks that went to Iraq and Afghanistan. How many pictures of them did the Black Lives Movement put up? The Black Lives Matter movement put up. Why didn't Obama ever come out and hold up a picture of a black veteran who died overseas and said, wow, this could have been my son? Why is it that people like you like to hate on black people who believe in the Second Amendment? I mean, it seems like if the black, goes against the progressive left narrative, he's got some of the worst abuse hurled at him. I mean, I can remember all the nasty things that were said about Clarence Thomas. There were some pretty nasty things said about one rep, I think it was Hyde, was his name, But it seems like some of the worst hatred towards blacks have been, the hatred hurled at them by the progressive left when these blacks say, well, no, I don't believe in that nonsense. I do believe in the Constitution. I do believe in that. I do believe in the Second Amendment. I do believe in the First Amendment. I do believe in a free market. So again, this just goes to show you more of the hypocrisy of the progressive left, and the gun control movement. That seems to be a big issue of the progressive left. All right. So I hope this has opened up everybody else's eyes a little bit more. Y'all take it easy now. Oh, and by the way, I just found this account today on Twitter. I didn't have a chance to speak with the guy a bunch more. I don't think I got any responses from him yet. So, if this guy's a parody, please let me know. Please do let me know that, on that one. And I'll put that in the annotations, or I'll do a follow-up, saying, okay, I was wrong on this one. But, that's the funny thing is it's so hard to tell with the progressive left on whether or not they're a parody or the real deal. All right, y'all take it easy now.